Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. No apologies. You do you, boo. Today's video, I'm going to talk about why I don't eat processed foods. Now, for those of you who follow my channel, you know I do prep. I don't buy any packaged foods in regards to refrigerated freezer, processed foods. I don't buy any meats at the deli counter. I don't buy any canned goods. I just don't. And today I want to explain why that is. But in order to do that, I also want to give you some credentials on why I became such an advocate for eating fresh food. Because of health, but also because of what your body is and how it produces nutrients. So this video is for entertainment purposes only. I have to put that disclaimer right out there because I am not a doctor. So I have to put that out there for you to know that my information I'm sharing with you comes from years of experience from the careers that I had. Fair enough? Let's get started. So to give you some background of what I've done over my career and who I am, it's not to toot my horn, it's to say that at 69 years of age, I am very grateful for the fact that I have no medical challenges and I don't take any medications for anything, nor do I take any supplements. Now I will give you this. When I was 44 years of age, I got cancer, and it was lung cancer as a non-smoker. I'll get into all that in another video if you would like to know what happened through that journey. I now have only one lung. But I want to get into who I am, what I did, and why it got me to the point of not eating any processed foods. So I did go to college. I did it later in life. I was about 32 when I went to college. But early, 25 until 32, earlier in my career, because of my family background, some history that I'll share in another video, I decided at 25 years of age to go to school to become a cosmetologist. I was always fascinated in how the hair and skin reacted to chemicals. I wasn't so good at blowing out and making you look pretty, but I could talk chemicals as long as the day is. So I got into cosmetology to get into the formational facts of chemical relationship to the body and hair and how it relates to one another and what those chemicals actually do and why they do that. I was fascinated by that. So I got my cosmetology license. After I received my cosmetology license, I ventured from Illinois to California. Once I got to California, I started working in the cosmetology industry in some big name salons, managing the salons. And I did that for about 3 years until I was fortunate enough to get hired on with Revlon Professional Product, the Rue division out of New York, New York. So I was one of 4 people who worked in that division, and we were National Director of New Product Development and Educational Sales. So that's what I did for Revlon. That's when I really got involved with how hair color and permanent waving and permanent relaxers and shampoos and conditioners and skin creams and rejuvenators, injectables with Botox, all that, how that affected your skin and hair and the effects it could have on your body. So I did that for, let me get my math right, 9 years. I did that for 9 years. In that process of 9 years, I did on a part-time basis when I could fit in the classes. I went to Saddleback Community College in Orange County, California. Those of you who've been there know Saddleback. It's ranked like the 3rd or 4th best junior college in the state of California, community college. So I went to Saddleback Community College, and I got my associate's degree, is my minor. My associate's degree minor is in accounting. So I have my certificate in accounting. And then I also got my bachelor's degree finishing up at Chapman University in Orange County, California, in a business degree. It's a business management. So for those of you who know that area, Chapman University, I chose that university because it is in my family lineage. My 3rd great grandmother's parents is the Chapmans. So I went to Chapman University, paid for it, and got my business degree. During that whole process, working for Revlon and learning how to do sales and talk in regards to chemical relationship to the body. I worked for all major department store chains nationwide and sold into the department store chains. And then I also had every individual hair salon that was at least $1 million account, or they had at least 20 group salons. So look at Regis, look at hair cutters, look at cost cutters, look at, I don't even know what's out there anymore. What is their name out of Texas? If you're familiar with Tony and Guy, I taught their entire company division there in Dallas and International, taught their entire salon division on hair relaxers, on how to use hair relaxers and how it affected the skin. So yes, girl, I just did me some straightening. So I did all that. Then I moved on from Revlon, and because I was tired of traveling. I did 47 states and 3 countries in a period of about 8 years. So I was exhausted. I was tired of traveling. So I got off the road and I went to work in California as well. I went to work for, it was called Hair Loss Control Clinic out of upstate New York. What a bastard he is, the owner. But I did work for him. I was his vice president of clinic operations, the Western Division of the United States, which meant I put hair loss clinics in doctor's offices using cool laser light in the hair product that he had. So did laser hair restoration. For those of you who are in Southern California, you'll know Ziering Medical Group. I was in his clinics. There was Beverly Hills Cosmetic Skincare, Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills. That was my clinic that I worked with the doctors. There were several out in the valley. So anyhow, I had clinics in California, all in doctor's offices, a few in the hair salons, but most of them were in doctor's offices, to where I was the vice president of clinic operations. So we worked with sports medicine, did nutritional doctors, skin care, have your facelifts, surgical, all that. So that's what I did for him for about 3 years. We decided to part ways when him and I didn't see clearly because of the way he treats employees. I decided, child, I'm a grown man. I am in my 40s and you are not speaking to me like that. So I decided if he can do it and I made him a fortune, I can do it. So I started my own company at the age of 50. At 50, I started my own company. I produced my own hair care line called JAG, Laser Hair Solutions, was the name of my company. And I had also worked with a chemist out of Canada because I wanted to work with an all-natural organic chemist that had no ingredients that would hinder or cause any high pH or alkalinity damage to the skin. So I wanted to work with an all-natural organic chemist. They're hard to find here in the United States because everything here wants chemicals. So I did find a chemist to work with out of Toronto, Canada. And between him and I, we formulated my hair care line called Hair RX. It's still out there a little bit. Hair RX was the name of my product line that I developed, all natural organic, and it was for hair restoration. And then I worked with the manufacturer directly who built lasers, and I had hair laser clinics. I had hair laser machines built for my clinics, which are the hooded lasers, cool laser light therapy to grow hair and to help stimulate hair growth and eliminate hair loss. FDA approved. So that's what I did. In formulating my own products and having my own clinics, I decided to stay in the same realm of what I had done with Hair Loss Control Clinic. I opened up clinics in doctor's offices. I had one in the city of Orange in Orange County, working with the doctor, and had my clinic in there. Market my product in a doctor's offices, work with the doctors to get clients referred to me. I had one in Dallas. I had one in the Ukraine, believe it or not. I had 2 in Paris. And I had 2 up in Washington State. I had 1 in Minnesota. I had 3 in Florida. So I really had a lot. And I had 4 of my own in Orange County. So I worked my ass off building my own company. At age 60, I decided to retire. So I just closed all my clinics and sold my one corporate location and sold it to a business partner who kind of operates at half-assed to this day up in the valley in Los Angeles. It's still out there, but doesn't do a whole lot with it. So anyhow, so that's what I did for a career. And another video when I talk about my family lineage, I'll give you my last name. And you can check me out, look me up. It's all out there on the internet. But the reason that I wanted to do this video is to talk about why I don't do processed foods, why I don't do canned items. It's due to the chemicals. What goes on in your body is so important. You have what's called your, I'm going to pronunciate this correctly. It's been a while since I've done it. It's your mitochondria. Your mitochondria is the brain, if you will, to the cell in your body. Every cell in your body will reproduce itself every 30 days. It reproduces itself. That's why you age. So your cells will reproduce themselves every 30 days. The mitochondria is the brain of the cell. That's the one that releases the enzymes of acid balance, etc., etc. Without getting real technical with you, it's the brain matter of the cell, the mitochondria. So what happens is everything that you ingest, everything that you put on you will affect you. I'll get into another video more detail, but what I want to say is this. Your body can rejuvenate itself every 30 days. Now, I am not a doctor. I don't claim to be a medical doctor. I don't claim to be giving any medical advice. I'm claiming to give you information that I acquired through my years of working with doctors, working in clinics, hair restoration clinics, nutrient clinics, with my business involved in cosmetic clinics. And one of the clinics, I'll tell you this, backtracking. You might remember Jose Iber, who was the hairdresser to the stars, real big in the 70s and 80s and even into the early 90s. Jose is now, I believe he's close to 80. I did all the training for them at Jose Iber salons at 1 Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, his #1 salon. I did all the hair color and hair relaxing training for his salon there. He used to have a salon in the mall in Las Vegas, Jose Iber, and I also did all the training for that staff and educated that entire salon on hair laser restoration. So that was mine. So I worked with some big name people in the industry and learned a lot. And along the way is why I got out of using chemicals in my body. It's because of how your body will react. So everything that you ingest into your body goes into your stomach, of course. Your stomach churns it up and it pushes it into the intestinal tract. Your intestinal tract absorbs the nutrients throughout the mucus walls into the bloodstream. Voila, your body is fed. That's a real quick synopsis of what happens. And when you ingest chemicals in your body that are carnicidic, something else happens. When you ingest chemicals into your stomach that has cellulose, fillers, coagulants that hold things together, artificial ingredients, artificial chemicals that bind things together to hold them for longevity of life on the extended shelf life, those things go into your body. But in this video, I'll say this. What happens when you ingest things into your body breaks them down, feeds you the nutrients, and the waste comes out of your body, and you know how that happens. However, if you continue to ingest carcinotic chemicals in your body, like cellulose, preservatives, artificial colorings, artificial flavorings, these diet-free ingredients, something different happens in your body. And over time, you start to break down the cells. The cells have a chemical reaction, and your cells change, and your body is affected. You can get irritable bowel syndrome real easy. You can cause autoimmune deficiency disorders in your body. And some of those autoimmune deficiencies, some of them are under an umbrella called lupus, hair loss. Your follicle believes that your hair fiber is not supposed to be there and it kicks out and you can have hair loss. It's part of the autoimmune deficiency disorders. But your body will start to create some disorders. However, your body has the incredible ability to repair itself if you allow it to. And that comes through healthy eating, healthy nutrition, chemical-free diet, A plant and fruit-based diet is the best for you because of how your body breaks down. The proteins in meats, etc. So anyhow, I'm going to do that in a whole other video, why I don't eat those things. But in this video, I'm telling you the reason is because the chemicals that are added just are not good for your body long term. Now, just so you know, companies are allowed to do what's called GRAS. So manufacturers are allowed in the United States to use the term GRAS, G-R-A-S, which is general recognized as safe. Now, the reason that the European Union does not allow some of our products to be held over in Europe and sold is because of this. Now, we have the FDA here in this country. That's another agency that I have very little to no faith in. Personal, that's all I'm putting out there. But with the FDA, they approve things for you to make it safe. But GRAS is a different thing. Now, manufacturers can use the generally recognized as safe term in their products because they can hire their own in-house, scientifically approved professional who can say whether or not this item is safe for consumption. The items are tested on animals. The reason the items are tested on animals is because animals that they test on generally have the same type of digestive system that you will find in humans. Now, the reason they don't test on humans is because if you test on humans and you have failure, well, you know what happens with that human. If it happens to an animal, the science world doesn't really care. So when you have GRAS as an intention, when it says deemed safe for human consumption, it means that they self-regulate themselves. These corporations and these companies can self-regulate themselves if they have what's deemed a scientific or technically approved person working for them. Now, we know how corporate greed works. They can throw a chemical in and say it's safe for you. Now, the FDA over the years have stepped in and said red dye 1, red dye 2, and yellow can no longer be used because they are carcinogenic, or they can be cancer-causing agents. So those are no longer allowed in our foods. Remember the M&Ms? Pop them in your mouth. Love them. Anyhow, so because of the self-regulation that companies are able to do here in the United States, that's why Europe don't pick them up, because they've not really been tested. Their in-house testing said, oh yeah, it's fine, let them have it. Until lawsuits take place, which we've heard in the news over the years, that people are injured from certain things, they continue to use these ingredients. So these ingredients, which I'll get into in another video that I'll post right up here, talk about what ingredients those are. And they are in so many of your ice creams, frozen items, canned items. They're as preservatives. Cellulose. Now, you know what cellulose is? It's wood fiber, ground up small. It works as a coagulant. It's in a lot of your foods. So that's the other video I'm going to talk about. So those ingredients being inside those items are the reasons that I don't eat any processed foods. So I'm hopeful by giving you a little bit of background of who I am in regards to what I've done in my life for a career to make my money, to get me where I'm at for retirement, is because I was in that industry working with health providers, nutritional clinics, sports medicine, cosmetic surgery, hair restoration. I was in that industry. In that industry for 40 years. So I just want to share that. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, please. It sends their algorithms out that says, oh, these people like your content, and then more people will see it. If you don't hit the like button, no one sees it, and it sits there, and, well, I just talked to a camera. So hit the subscribe button. Come along. My next video I'm going to put up here and explain what those ingredients are that are in the food items that kind of nail home for you on why I do what I do. Again, this is entertainment purposes only. I am not a doctor. Until next time, ciao. No apologies. You do you, boo.